Welcome back to the DreamHack Showdown Summer 2020 North American edition, but they've allowed me to be on the talent lineup. They need a token Brit, and you know, I can do a really bad American accent, so maybe you'll get to hear that later this weekend. Maybe you won't if I get paid the ransom fee that I'm asking for. I'm joined by Vilga and Veerless, and you guys in Twitch chat, I hope you're having a fantastic time. Do make sure you're good to each other, and also keep an eye on the screen because we're going to be asking for your opinion on the forthcoming matchup very, very soon. But right now, we're going to look at the bracket. So, Vilga, talk me through what we've seen so far. The 6 teams are still in the competition. No one's gone home yet.
Yes, today is going to be low bracket semifinals, and unfortunately 2 out of 6 teams are going to be leaving us today. So first game of the day is going to be That's What You Said against Dangerous Game, following up with Able Esports against Silhouette. And then one of these winners are going to be meeting against Dignitas or CLG, and Dignitas and CLG is going to be upper bracket finals.
So basically, at the end of the day, either CLG Red or Dignitas will have booked their place in tomorrow's grand final. They'll be one step closer to taking home that $10,000 top prize. The prize pool itself is $25,000 for this tournament. But right now, we've got to talk about 2 teams who are facing off in our first elimination match of the tournament. And they are That's What She Said and Dangerous Game. And we just spoke to Miss Harvey from That's What She Said before the break. And when I was catching up with her in Discord before we started the show, she mentioned why they play train. And the reason is because they know CLG Red is really, really good at it. And even though they're a pug, her words, they thought that would be better to learn than train, because I was kind of confused. I was like, why is everyone playing train? And I think, Bill, it might be because they're prepping for the best teams in this tournament. Do you think that might be the case?
I respect it. Yeah, maybe. Maybe they will pick... Maybe they will win everything. Maybe they will meet CLG in the finals and they will be like, we are picking train. Starting to your side. Let's see.
We will see. I mean, if you don't ban train, CLG, if it's the finals, they're probably going to pick it against you because they were looking so confident yesterday. But in terms of That's What She Said, they won their opener against Silhouette. They had an aggressive train. Had some issues on their CT side on Inferno, but they brought it back on Mirage. But then they fell apart against CLG Red. So what went wrong yesterday, Vilga?
Well, CLG happened. That's what went wrong, you know? CLG is a well-prepared team. They're one of the favorites of this tournament. Also, we saw Vertigo yesterday, and That's What She Said. We could see they didn't prepare this map at all. But props to them. They were playing together. They were still trying to win. They were fighting till the very end, you know? Like, if, like, holding sides didn't work, they started with some aggressive pushes, 3 people pushing mid side, like different things we saw. So we'll see how it's going to be against Dangerous Game today.
Phyllis, one thing this team particularly excels in is pistol round. So what do you think they can be doing better to maintain the momentum after getting that opening round?
Well, I kind of liked, you know, the way Pinecone was calling, and of course we talked a little bit with her yesterday, but I think a very fundamental thing is the team play and the communication. We kind of did see them recover towards that end of the second half of Mirage, but in the first half it was kind of lacking a little bit, and you could see, you know, on the T side their plans were not always planted for them. They were more or less more busy with them as individuals than as a team. So I think if they get themselves together as a team, coordinate their strats, and I think that might be it to pull through this match.
Well, moving on to Dangerous Game, they are clearly the underdog in this matchup. They're also a mixed team. And because they're going up against a mixed team, and That's What She Said, maybe there is an upset on the horizon. But on Dust 2 yesterday, they just seemed incapable of holding the B side, even though Aber went there multiple times on their own T side. So what's going on? Vilga?
Well, I think, first of all, it's pretty hard to hold B-side, to be honest, on Dust 2 after the update. They removed the skyboxes, so like using smoke flashes, it's pretty hard to hold it being a CTB player. But also what I noticed is that sometimes Dangerous Game, they even left B-side, you know, as soon as they had mid player fighting, the B player just went to help her. She would just leave it. So I don't know. We need to remember they're just, you know, a mix of friends. They haven't prepared that much for this tournament. They practiced for 2 weeks. And we saw a lot of aggressive and solid pushes. So if they work on, doing this kind of pushes together, then we might see something interesting today.
Fearless, as Volga just mentioned, this is a bunch of friends. They've not been together for very long at all. Jelly is a stand-in for the fabulously named Chris Toast. So do you think if this team put a lot of work in staying together after this tournament, that actually there's potential for something really strong here?
Yeah, and I mean, Miss Harvey just said it, don't give up. And that's the thing, this might be a tough tournament. Of course, being here with Dignitas and CLG and so many other great names of the female scene. But this is only the start of a team like this, This is their moment to gain the experience and just grow from this and take that all with them, as time goes on. So I really hope they do stay together because the potential's definitely there. But maybe, the experience is lacking a little bit.
Well, but it's also not about just not giving up, It's also about the hard work and the dedication that you need to put in this team and you need to put in this game. You need to work individually. You need to work as a team together. And yeah, giving up is the worst thing to do if you lose the tournament. It's about standing up after every loss, but also working hard is the key as well.
Well, we've got a couple of players we've put head to head, so we're gonna take a look at that right now. See who we've got. Did one of you two pick this? Oh no, sorry, we don't actually have a head to head for this one, but we will have later today. Instead, we're gonna look at the maps that have been chosen. Now, both of these teams have played Train, and obviously that's what she said, actually have won it yesterday in their opener against Silhouette. But you know what? It was basically they played Train as a pug. It was aggressive, very dry on the utility side of things. So it'd be interesting to see if they want to actually play it again. Here we go.
I wonder if they're gonna pick Dust 2. Oh no, Dust 2 this time.
Oh,
ooh, smart by Dangerous Game. They picked Inferno, the only map that, that's what she said, lost against Silhouette, and they're best of 3. Train again, of course.
I suppose it's because they put special focus into practicing Train, so it does make sense that they would want to choose it. But Dust 2, Dangerous Game going for Dust 2 again. They picked it yesterday, and actually their Train looks stronger than their Dust 2, Fearless. So are you surprised that this didn't get vetoed, or actually do you think it was necessary given how little time the team has had to practice together?
Yeah, of course, we don't really know their map pool. Dangerous Game, they have banned Overpass, I believe, once, and they also got rid of Vertigo once. So maybe their map pool is not the biggest, and I do have a feeling, Dust 2 can go both ways, and it's a pretty relatively easy map to learn if you're new and you haven't had all the time to practice together. So I do believe this can be a great third map.
Well, let's find out what Twitch chat are saying about who's going to win this matchup. We're giving you the opportunity now to cast your vote. So hashtag said for that's what she said. Hashtag DG for Dangerous Game. And also let us know why. Cast your vote and then let us know why you're supporting which squad you've chosen in Twitch chat. It'll be really interesting to hear your thoughts, and we'll dive into Twitch during the ad break as well, and we'll have a read of what you're all thinking. We're really interested to know. But obviously I'm interested to know what the ladies of the analyst desk think. So Vilga, who are you predicting to win this one?
Well, yesterday I predicted Silhouette to win against That's What She Said. Silhouette being a team, and That's What She Said being a mix. But today, That's What She Said won yesterday, so I believe they would do the same today.
And Fearless?
I believe in the adaptability of That's What She Said. Yesterday they kind of had a rough start, but the potential was really there, and I have a feeling they can pull through against Dangerous Game.
I am also going with That's What She Said. I think it's probably because we spoke to Miss Harvey, so now I've got that little bit of bias. But we do know that they've been practicing Train, and maybe we haven't seen everything of that map from them yet. Yesterday was a good experience for them, and I do think that Pinecone's very confident in her calling, and that's what you're looking for. I'm not so sure about Sai from Dangerous Game, who's their IGL, although actually she put up some impressive numbers yesterday herself. So we'll see what happens, but let's see what Twitch chat are predicting. 71%, that's what she said. Okay, they're on that hype train, so to speak, and 29% Dangerous Game. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to take a short break now, but when we come back, it's going to be magic because we've got Harry Potter on the casting desk.
We will peek at this body and my game tight. Always feeling pretty, yeah, I'm never shy. Stay on top of the world and my money right. I'm a boss chick, yeah, you heard right. Take a peek at this body, oh, my game tight. Always feeling pretty, and I'm never shy. Stay on top of the world and my money right. With my red suit cooler lips, I hold the power in my fingertips. Like I said, yeah, I got this. You like that? I'm a boss chick. With my red suit cooler lips, I hold the power in my fingertips. Like I said, yeah, I got this. Let me make this clear. I'm the baddest, so you understand. You can't have this, 'cause I'm a boss chick. Baby, 'cause we rule the planet. I'm lying, just check out my status. And you can't do nothing about it.
Harry?
Potter. There we go, man. We rehearsed that whole thing, by the way. That took days to come up with. You see, like, the funny joke there, right? It's like Harry Potter. I think it went pretty well. I noticed that you're not wearing, like, your Gryffindor jumper like we discussed, but that's all well and good.
Yeah, I had a costume
I like the
issue this
DreamHack
morning.
one that you've gone with, though.
Yeah, you know, it's a nice hoodie. Don't get to wear it too often here in Texas, but while I'm in my air-conditioned home, I thought might as well bust it out.
I'm very jealous of the air conditioning part. I'm going to let you in on a little secret, right? I have to have all my windows closed here, and so this room with all the lights and stuff that's going on gets real damn hot, but not quite as hot as Inferno. That's the first map in this series. It's Dangerous Game taking on That's What She Said, and boy, oh boy, have we got a series on our hands. Potter, I want to know, how are you feeling about this one as we get ready to head on into it?
I'm feeling excited. I'm feeling good. You know, I mean, we just heard Miss Harvey in a great interview, and she just discussed the fact that she didn't think she had enough adjustments coming through. And that's kind of what we saw. Their CT side, it absolutely suffered. So coming through here, I think, you know, this team, they're absolutely going to be able to just hash out those minor details. But right off the start, you see Elle. She's booking it, man. She's rushing out these halls. It's just going to be a simple waterfall. Elle's got all that contact, and that's actually a nice entry. And right off the bat, that's just Dangerous Game in the A bomb site, planting the bomb.
Yeah, one thing that, you know, I kind of realized yesterday was That's What She Said, especially in these retakes. It feels like they can get a little bit flustered at times, but they often like try and wait to hit the right timing, but it always felt like it was just a second or two out. And in this round, right, they're grouping up with 3 over towards long. They lose Minio over in the apartments, and that might have made all the difference, right? Because now everyone could just home in on this long side for the retake, and there's so many crosshairs looking this way. It's all but falling apart. Pinecone, last one left standing. She does tap down the first. Oh, what a follow-up. All right, now it gets exciting. Just Jelly left to beat, and Pinecone on for the 4K. No time for the defuse, though. And so Jelly has done enough to just let this round slip on by. Dangerous Game. They're going to find themselves the pistol round.
That got close. That got really close. Nice try in the chat for Pinecone. Some beautiful shots coming through. She even had that kit. Definitely could have made something happen there, but did not win out on that 1 versus 1. But once again, I mean, that was so aggressive, just brute force from Dangerous Game. They never let go of W. And L, it was a beautiful entry into that big pit. And you see this force spy coming through for That's What She Said right away. Got some deagles across the board. MP9 and P250s. I don't know about this buy, Harry.
No? What's not got you convinced, Pano? What would you change if you could change anything?
I would change quite a lot, but Miss Harvey, she's blind. She's just lurking her way in this smoke right now. Ooh, she might a little bit too forward in that smoke. CY catches that, and once again, just brute force into this A bomb site. In Dangerous Game, gonna find an easy post-plant scenario. Pinecone does go down, but I don't think the rest of That's What She Said need to even move forward any further. They need to just salvage and cut their losses and get the F out of there.
See, I always had some faith, and you can see why. She gets the double there in that little anti-eco. She pushes on up. And Dangerous Game, they're going to find themselves that second round. There's not even a chance to go for the retake if That's What She Said. That's kind of like a horrible round to just let slip by. You know, you go for the force, you try and put up some resistance, you stack 3 over towards B, and you just immediately lose both A players. The moment, I think it was, I'm trying to think who fell first. I'm pretty bad at that, but I think it was Pinecone. I don't know, though. The moment they lose that first player, right, it just throws everything into disarray. The rotations are like, they're kind of coming in, but they're kind of not. No one really knows what to do. And they're hoping that second boiler player can get something done, and that just never happens. So, yeah, it's a bit of a shame, but at least holding on to 3 sets of armor and a little bit around it. You know, you get to give it another go here in this round, in a sense of the word. But you are still up against like this army of SMGs on the other side. So I'm a little bit like apprehensive to say that this partial investment, as it were, is going to get much done. The nade finds a lot of damage out of the gate, and the second one follows up. That's actually pretty baller, as now this B play looks to come on in. With 3 players here, this stack might finally about to be able to show its worth, and they've just cut down 2 on the entry. Minio's sick and tired of waiting around. She's just taking the fights, and she's making a mockery of Dangerous Game. There it is. All right, never mind. Forget I said anything, because this was enough for That's What She Said.
Man, so much splash damage coming out of that utility. Those HU grenades were on point for That's What She Said. And Minio, man, yesterday in their series, she was fearless. She never let go. Her trading game was on point, but really her entries were on point. And this sort of fearless style right now, you can see it caught Dangerous Game completely off guard, because who the hell does that, right? So good on Minio to capitalize on a really chaotic situation. And right off the bat here, we see Miss Harvey wielding that AWP. She had a fantastic game on this Inferno, even though they lost, and that's a huge pickup. L, a little bit lazy on that peak, showing a little bit more than she should have, I think. But Pinecone right now, she's just playing with the smoke.
Oh, Flora is just waiting for someone to take a little step forward, you know, to get a little overzealous. I don't think she's ever going to get given this peak that she's hoping for. At least she shouldn't. But it must feel tempting, especially if you're serious, to like just try and take that peak to know if you're using your util or not. However, it's sat in this 5-on-4. I'm hoping that we don't see that kind of overextension over towards the banana side, because it would be heartbreaking to put this back into a 4-on-4 and have to shuffle around this defense. And That's What She Said. Thus far, they've done a very, very good job of holding on to this utility, right? Like they've really been sparing with it and just playing around the information that they've been given. They've held on to so much, and this is going to prove to be more and more valuable the longer they can hold on to it. So yeah, look, this smoke now going in at the top of banana. Well, if you're Dangerous Game, you're thinking like, all right, well, okay, that's a bit annoying, but we can wait for the smoke to fade. However, Blender's got a Molotov. That goes in now. There's a re-smoke that can come in. That means, you know, Dangerous Game, they've just got to commit on through these smokes. You don't have a choice in the matter. Flash is going in as well. Cirrus back in the site. Good for 1, but she will get traded. There's the spray from Blender, rather. And Jelly all alone in the bomb site. She needs the plant, and there's just not enough time for it. So the utility is paramount there, because the time becomes the problem for Dangerous Game.
Yeah, you saw JL number 7 on that mini map. She was applying that pressure early on with that lurk smoke towards that A halls, and that actually kept the 3 defenders at A. So the timing, it was actually on Dangerous Game's side. That execute, though, getting into that bomb site. You saw Flora, she kind of ate the flashbang, got really blind, and so it was a bit discombobulated, a little bit disconnected, and so that hit, it was never going to come through. But this was also a nice adjustment coming out of That's What She Said. You saw just the 1 defender in Sirius with that Mac 10. That's a lot of damage for Pinecone, actually. But to my point, that's what she said. That was a solid behold. And Pinecone, if Dangerous Game are going to be able to actually collect up that rifle that they know is in Boiler, they might be able to actually make this a really expensive round for That's What She Said. And that's the last thing that they want coming into this wonky buy for Dangerous Game.
Yeah, something I'm happy about is that Miss Harvey's got that AWP over at B, and that's afforded an extra player into this A bomb site. And so that might make all the difference as this push is coming in, because yeah, they just weren't ready for Minio sat up in the corner, right? You're anticipating that there's going to be, you know, 3 players inside of that site. Sorry, 2 players as you found one early on over in the apartments. And so as they run in, you know, they deal with the first, then they spot a long player, and then everyone just kind of bypasses Minnie. They don't account for her hidden up in the corner spot in the bomb site, and so that's just gonna tear that round away from Dangerous Game. Any hope that they had of doing damage there kind of goes out the window with it. They do have an investment coming back in now to round number 6.
Oof, once again, a lot of util damage. Flora already half her HP gone, and even some splash damage onto CY. JL, she's just down to this Deagle that we've seen some spectacular Deagle play, a lot of pistol plays, in fact, across these last 2 weekends. So JL should feel somewhat comfortable. But right now, it's just come down to a standstill. Still 1 minute and 15 seconds left on the clock, so plenty of time for Dangerous Game to kind of draw out a little bit more utility. They need to do just a little bit more into this round before an actual execute comes. They're definitely going to want to flash Miss Harvey off of this angle because she's been good for it. She even found the entry just 2 rounds ago, so it's going to be really important for Dangerous Game not to be lazy here. Oh, and this pop flash play for Pinecone doesn't come through. That was a tongue twister. Some whiffed shots coming through into this round as well, but that's okay. Dangerous Game, they're just going to hit B, and this is perfect timing. Only 2 defenders here.
But every time, this utility is so good. And look at this, right? That Molotov just divides the push in half. On top of doing about 90 damage to 2 players each, it separates everyone from one another. And so, you know, you are able to get those openers and turn this into a 3-on-3. The fact that, you know, no other kills coming after make it a little bit tricky, but maybe not. As Miss Harvey and Pinecone come alive, it's left onto Jelly. Let's see. She swings out into CT, shuts down Minio, but Miss Harvey, quick on the trigger, as she so often is. She'll scoop up that 4th round for That's What She Said, as narrowly they keep this one in their favor. Something that you kind of said there that I'm very much agreeing with you on is Dangerous Game. They need to be doing a little bit more to strip this utility out of That's What She Said's arsenal, right? Because now just time and time again, when they try and get into these sites, they're running through mollies, they're committing through smokes. And then on top of that, like once they get the bomb down, even when they're in these 3-on-3s, they're lacking, they're not lacking. They just have so much less utility than That's What She Said. It's such a hard team name to just slot into conversation, right? Can we agree on that, Potter? It's very jarring when you're trying to do it.
These guys are definitely trying to sabo us because these tongue twisters in this game right now is absolutely there. A bit of a shite buy here for Dangerous Game, but this can get pretty dangerous. These Tech 9s, oh, that's a lot of space, a lot of ground actually coming up for Dangerous Game, but Sears, she responds well. Those 3 kills, that was absolutely crucial. Right now, she's the only defender that Molotov. That's going to buy a lot of time, some good flashbangs from her teammates, but this round it's everywhere, Harry. It's everywhere.
I felt that reaction, Potter. I felt it. I knew exactly what you meant with that noise. That's good. That's what she said. They're going to take a 5th round. And Miss Harvey, you know, just digging them down, not even using the AWP. You love to see it. There's a little timeout here. Now, I'm going to let you guys in on a little secret if you're watching from home. When that like timer symbol at the top is a color and it's ticking down, that's attack timeout. And you know it's going to come to an end nice and quickly. But when it's gray like that, that's a terrifying symbol, right? That's one that everyone's scared of. Oh, it's gone away. Thank goodness. That means it's just like an indefinite technical pause. And so those are always some scary moments, but it's dealt with nice and quickly. I know that we had some internet issues, or not internet, it was like client-side issues for Pinecone the other day. She kept getting FPS drops, so hopefully that hasn't made a return again, because it felt like that kind of sucked the momentum out of That's What She Said when it happened the other day. Potter, you know, played on like some of these big stages. Did you ever find it like got in you or your teammates' heads whenever there was like a tech problem and you have to just sit there for like, you know, 5 minutes hashing out? Well, you can't even talk, right? So
Oh, for sure.
how does that affect you?
I think it's just the perspective now. When I think back, that's the time to kind of recollect your thoughts, kind of take a breather for yourself. But for me, as a young, immature player, it was it definitely kind of cooled me off a bit. You know, my thought process was, what the hell is the holdup here? Let's go. I'm feeling myself. I'm feeling good. You know, so it absolutely requires some discipline on the end of the player to kind of have that sort of perspective and realize and take advantage of any sort of timeout that you can get and capitalize on that moment for sure. But right off the bat, it's Dangerous Game. This is going to be a really strong buy for them. Maybe even the strongest buy we've seen from them coming into this first half. And actually, they've been doing a pretty good job in this half so far. And oh, that's a whiff that Pinecone could not afford to give. We've seen the kind of space that she's willing to take. She's going really aggressive towards this halls right now. And this looks like it's just going to be an A take. Oh, but number 9, Harry. Number 9 on the minimap. She should realize that B is clear. Yeah. But they're just too far gone. It's way too committed, I think, at this point. Oh no, the bomb is going.
The bomb's going back, right? They send a few more in as like sacrificial lambs, like Jelly, just go for it, get in there, do what you can. Ultimately, it's not a lot, but as you say, Flora, you know, she hasn't got any kills in this round, but her role cannot be understated enough. She gets the information that they fully rotated off. She gets that bomb back into the B site. Obviously, it's CY carrying it on round, and now they post up in a 2-on-3. And another advantage here is they've had a lot of time to set up in this little post plant, you know, to play off of one another. Once again, though, something that I've highlighted a lot, and I feel like I keep saying there's still a lot of utility in play, but that's what she said. So they could look to spice this one up. Cirrus deals with Flora, and that couldn't be worse, right? If you deal with CY there, you know, maybe Flora gets away with a bit more, but now they know where CY was. They'll find her, they'll hound her down. It's a little close, but the defuse will come in. That's what she said. They're going to take themselves a 6th round as they hold on. That little fake that was thrown in, not quite enough to get it over the line for Dangerous Game.
Not quite enough indeed. And this was a solid retake coming through once again for That's What She Said. And this is kind of what we saw yesterday as well. They had the patience, they had the utility left over to be able to enable these sort of retakes. And once again, I gotta say, Dangerous Game, that was a solid T-side round. A lot of these rounds have been coming down to the wire. Some of the decision making, it's been pretty spot on. Pinecone gets clotheslined out of that boiler. See ya, goodbye. JL punishes her out, and L, she's stopped behind this Molotov for now, but that's a huge pickup. A huge pickup to find the advantage into this round.
Yeah, and you can see the effect it's had, right? Like just immediately Dangerous Game, they pump the brakes. They're not going to go rushing into anything crazily fast here. They know they're sat in this 5-on-4. And like what's pretty common, or at least usually, right, is it feels like now on the CT side, you're the ones under pressure, you know, like to try and reclaim something, to make losing Pinecone early on worth it. You maybe want to try and go for like an information play or a gamble stack, which is what they've gone for in this case with 3 players still hunkering down in this A bomb site. And so now it's just a matter of do Dangerous Game figure that out? Because as they go peeking into long, they're going to spot this AWP on Cirrus. She goes back in. The flash is good, but a missed shot. She can't quite follow up just yet. That's where Flora comes in. Out from the apartments, the Minio just gets caught looking away at the wrong moment, but she's picked it back up from down in the pit. And suddenly, it's all left on one player for Dangerous Game. It was looking like the best of times, and now it's turned into the worst of times. She's sandwiched. There's players coming in from behind. She's got to keep her wits about her. And Miss Harvey, no scope even required, is going to put that 7th round on the board. But that's what she said.
Dang, Miss Harvey is doing work in that A bomb site right now, just staying alive. And when things go south, she's still the anchor and she's hitting her shots. So it's making it so damn hard for these ladies on Dangerous Game to make it into that A bomb site. So definitely a solid hold. And oh, that's nice. That's nice. Coming out of Miss Harvey. Rolling back the years for sure.
Yeah, it's really cool to see that like she's still just such a powerhouse in the scene, you know, like just showing no signs of ever dropping off. Ellie, out from the apartment, she gets pretty deep. I'm kind of surprised she's able to survive that run out through the balcony. But now Pinecone's going to go aggressive in response, and she catches another. And now she's still up here in the apartment. She's poised well to shut down this short play, and she is the gift that keeps on giving in this round. She's put up a third, and this utility is just such like a nuisance, right? Because suddenly now these players in the side, they don't really know what to do with themselves. They're trapped on short side. The fights get isolated there by That's What She Said, and they find another. These retakes today on Inferno, whenever it's come down to them, have looked so much more convincing than those retakes that they were throwing in versus Silhouette the other day.
Yeah, a lot more convincing for sure. And I got to give a shout out to Elle. She's doing her damnedest right now, and she's actually finding a lot of success and ground, but these just 1-for-1s, her team, they're not able to really capitalize on the entries that she's finding or even the control that she's finding, but she's just being really aggressive from the get-go. I'd like to see her kind of taking some more control. I know she's a talented player. She was one of those young players that I actually met back when she was like 15, and she had a lot of potential. I really wanted to convince her to join my team, but she had a lot of personal things going on for herself, so a lot more than she could prioritize with CS. So it's good to see her still competing, but wow, this round has turned into a 3v3. This is really strong for Dangerous Game.
Yeah, suddenly Miss Harvey, the one that we've been kind of bigging up for that entire round, is here alone at the A bomb site. If there ever was a time to show off Miss Harvey, it's now. And she's hidden in that long smoke. She doesn't actually get much from it, but she is going to be a little bit faster here up through short side. It's whether or not she can overcome JL, and she will. Just gets caught looking the wrong way. And so now down to this 2-on-3. It's a bit of an awkward spot to be in. For Elle and Jelly, they're going to try and hunker down in the bomb site. Elle here in the graveyard. We've seen some big plays from this position, but it's Blender in the apartments, poised well to deal with it. Defuse for That's What She Said, and this round counter just keeps on stacking up.
Yeah, That's What She Said. They're reacting really well. They have players that are willing to take duels across the map, take their peeks, take their chances. If things go south, things don't go their way, it's okay. They've got that second layer in place. They've got the anchors down in the site and doing their due diligence. And if that doesn't work, they're able to retake it every time as well. So it's all things are going really well for That's What She Said right now. And just these two players towards the C right now. Blender, she's blind, gonna get pushed off this angle, but that's banana control for Dangerous Game right off the bat.
Yeah, this B site has been like a bit of a mixed bag in terms of results. Like, they've often been able to get in and get that bomb down, but it's just been holding on to it in the post plants. It's really been the problem, really, at either bomb site right now for Dangerous Game. You know, it's not getting in, it's not getting that bomb down that's been stumping them. It's what to do after that fact. And so this round, they've showed a bit of B presence. And this is a little bit different from Dangerous Game than what we've seen in a lot of these rounds so far. You know, they've slowed it right down, that they bait out all of this utility over towards B. They even force Miss Harvey to play this speedway rotation between either bomb site. And so I actually like what we're seeing here from Dangerous Game. I think this is one of their like best poised rounds yet in terms of what they've taken away from the CTs and also the ground that they've gained. And kind of like the options that they've left open to themselves. This looks like it's going to be an A fake, perhaps maybe even looking to wrap through CT, but instead it is just this utility going out into middle. That's going to force Miss Harvey back, and now the B play comes in, and now we're going to get to see the value in taking these smokes away. They didn't take away the incendiaries, but that's not going to be as much of a problem here for Dangerous Game. They try and get in. Syrah shuts down the first. She's still alive. It does get wrapped onto. Blender trying to make a stand. She's only good for 2, but Miss Harvey arrives quickly. And this bomb is now dropped out in the open for Flora. This is a very awkward spot to be in. The banana wrap comes through, and That's What She Said. They're going to reach double digits. They are just continuing to impress us right now.
Dang, that was, you're right, Harry. That was the best round that we've seen coming out of Dangerous Game, and that was actually so well played through and through from beginning to end. It's just, I think Dangerous Game's mentality there, they really wanted Flora to be able to make that wrap happen around that construction area, but that slight pause, that was the crux. I think if they just W'd through and got into the site, made those trades happen, they actually would have been in prime position for that post plant. But now coming into this round, they're broke. This is just kind of a throwaway round. We've seen R8 be... Oh, okay. Get you... Okay, one more, CY.
What?
Get you one more.
Oh, the R8. We never see it. We never see it. And even when we do see it, we never see it work. Blender's picked it up as well. Okay. I love that. I love a little bit of the R8. You know, like you see a few players use it, like Vinny, he's a fan over on Furia. You've got like, we see JW use it sometimes as well. But I've never seen anyone actually make it work. Like I think I've maybe seen like one R8 kill out of like the 10 times it gets purchased in usual pro games. But we've seen that CY loves using it.
Double op T-side Inferno. Are you ready for this?
Ooh, how do you feel about that one, Potter? I'm not the biggest fan, if I'm being honest.
Listen, I think that if Dangerous Game realized how much closer some of these rounds were, we wouldn't have seen this buy come out. But I think desperate times, desperate measures, sure, Dangerous Game, I don't think they're as desperate as they might feel. But look, I guess if nothing else is working, maybe you can have your confident players go out and find some picks. It's not the worst idea, but it's not the best either, Harry.
Yeah, I just always think AWPing T-side Inferno can feel so restrictive. And in terms of like being able to be very mobile in this situation, you just aren't, right? Because of this double AWP setup. So I would love to be proved wrong. Like nothing pleases me more than getting shown I'm wrong with a great display from these AWPs. And that's what I want to see right now. We get one of these AWPs chiming in with a kill. But this is where like the vulnerability of this setup kind of shows its head, right? Like look at how slow you're having to be. And this is allowing these rifles to just get into the back line, be a nuisance. And now for CY, she's like, it's like every time you take a peek, every time they hear that AWP chime off, that in between, you know, as you're charging the bolt on this rifle, it is a timing where you could just meet your maker. So I was going to try and make this run into the B bomb site, but Blender's already here and she's one shot away from certain death. She's got to nail every single peek that she takes at this point in time. She's going to start to move in with the bomb on her back. We're going to get it planted. So little time though, and they're just going to wide swing the moment she tries to get this bomb down. Pinecone with the R8. You love to see it. She retrieved it in the round prior, and she's going to put it to good use.
Yeah, well, this has turned into a bit of a blowout half, Harry. I thought that, I really do think that Dangerous Game, they had a couple of rounds where they absolutely could have converted. And with that, economy could have been a little bit more tight for that's what she said. The players may have been feeling a little bit more nervous about the game. This outcome definitely could have been different. Woulda, coulda, shoulda, though. Dangerous Game, they're down to just 2 points in the last round of this half. And oof, that's a good angle for Sirius. That's a blind shot taking out CY. The flashbang was there, Harry, but... Oh, okay, well, things have changed.
Yeah, they most certainly have, in the blink of an eye as well. This is now a little bit scary, and a chance at a third at the very, very least for Dangerous Game. They're going to start to group up over here towards B once again, leaving 2 players at the A site just to keep the attention, keep the majority of eyes over here towards A. Miss Harvey almost delivered a kill. She gets herself out of danger, and she might prove to be instrumental later in this round. Dangerous Game, this is like a bit of hesitancy. Now, they're kind of doubting what they were originally leaning towards, which was this this A fake into a B player. Now they go back into the A site, but this is where both these players still are. But that's what she said. Minio, she's got the round in the palm of her hand, and she just lights it up. Miss Harvey with another. And so from seemingly nowhere, that's what she said, are going to take a 13th. I wanted a lot from this series. I absolutely love being on the mic with you, and it might be over very, very quickly, at least in the realm Harry. Of Inferno. It's 13-2. It's very one-sided right now, and we're a little sad about it. You're gonna have to join us in just a moment for this second half of play. Wow, it's really fast. Maybe even a little too fast. That's what she said. They're currently in the lead, 13-2 right now. And for Dangerous Game, they are a very, very long way behind. I want to see them pull this back, and I like to believe that they can. Maybe this CT side is where the answers lie. We've got Jelly and CY picking up the bulk of the utility early on. We got 2 nades, so maybe a nade stack looking to come in. And if that's well placed, that could churn up these pistol players and put you off to a good start. But you're relying on a lot there. And it is the right read. There's the nade. Ooh, Pinecone is now the walking wounded. She is very, very low. CY trying to hold down CT, but she gets bested. And then the trades come in. The B site has fallen. And now for Dangerous Game, they're on the back foot, retaking in a 3-on-4.
Oh, this sweaty, sweaty little spot coming out from Pinecone. I don't think JL is going to clear this. Pinecone, playing this to perfection. Get that knife, girl. Get it. Yes. That's it, Harry. I mean, that's the pistol shot and dusted. I thought that the utility game, I held on to that hope. I saw a world where Dangerous Game are able to convert this pistol, pick up some easy eco rounds, build some momentum, build some confidence. But listen, HE grenades will do a lot, but at the end of the day, the kills are going to be better. So that's kind of what happened here.
Wow, it's a sad day. Moment of silence for Dangerous Game in this one. Oh, Inferno, they picked into it, and you wouldn't know that looking at the scoreline. This is a bit of a grim one. We were hoping for the bounce back, but yeah, some things, just don't go the way that you would like. And that's just how it is. Minio's over here in the apartment. She's got Pinecone with her. And, well, all right, that's a nice little dig from Ellie. Give us a bit more. No, Pinecone does get the trade. So we're back into this 4-on-4 out of the gate. And there's a very, very heavy A-side stack right now from Dangerous Game. Now, that's what she said. They don't feel like the kind of team that's just going to blindly run and commit into one of these sites out of that first kill. And you can already see they've got Cirrus and Blender starting to clear over towards this banana side. If they get the information that B is clear, or even kind of less than that, if they just throw like this CT smoke, for example, that's going to pull players off of the A site. So suddenly this stack is no longer really a threat, or that's what she said.
Yeah, and the right amount of pressure just being applied towards this mid. You see Blender with that MAC-10. Wouldn't be surprised if she's the first one in, gain that intel towards B. This is a nice disciplined approach, as you mentioned, Harry, coming up from That's What She Said. Just nice and calculated. Definitely don't want to get your foot off the gas pedal here. Remain dominant, maintain that control, and that's exactly what we're seeing here. This should be an easy post plant. There is, however, the one flashbang on the back of CY. I mean, if she's just the best teammate ever, she could potentially set one of her teammates up for an easy kill here. Jelly, this is good pressure. If she got that kill, things could have gotten spicy, but nah, it's over.
Yeah, and it's even sadder because CY, that one flashbang you were talking about, she would have to have the god throw, right, to get that one up into the side. That's such a shame. Like the one little thing, like the one little bastion of hope, maybe you go for like that CT pop flash that can throw things into disarray, but she was already saving the MAC-10. She just said to the rest of her team, like, yeah, give it a go. I'm going to take this SMG. Not that it's really much to go off of. So yeah, this is, I hate to break it to you, everyone, but this is probably the first map over and done with. Like, if I was a betting man, I would take That's What She Said every day of the week right now. It doesn't really say much. They're 15-2 up. We need 13 rounds in a row from Dangerous Game. And Flora's bought the Negev. So if you want to know where the mentality is at right now, there it is.
All right, well, let's watch Flora. Observer, please. I'd like to see this strategy. It's a bold one. Here we are. Flashbang out. Top banana. There's a Molotov down at her feet, but she doesn't care. She's going to get that angle. Here comes the spray. Nope. Keep mouse one down for her. Get it. No! What are you doing?
I can feel your soul just leaving your body there. And yeah, with good reason. Oh, dear. Right. Well, pack it up, pack it in. This one's over. Ellie and JL 2-on-4, and at this point, I don't even really know. Like, I was gonna say maybe they're just like playing this round out for pride, but Even that's like very tenuous. I'm trying to give some gravitas to it. This has been a great game, and that's what she said. It really, really has. Like, we wanted them to be dominant. Didn't quite want it to be this dominant, because I did want to cast something today, but yeah, it's just going to slip on by. That's what she said. They take the opponent's map pick. They go 1-0 up, and they do it incredibly dominantly as well.
Yeah, fantastic start coming up from That's What She Said. Each player had their moments. Steph with that op. I mean, it was fantastic to see. And for Dangerous Game side of things, moving on to map 2, I hope that they have a sit down, a little powwow with each other and realize that, in the beginning, first 10 rounds of that half, it was blow for blow. 1v1 post-play scenarios that they weren't able to convert. Those sort of rounds is exactly what a young up-and-coming team needs to kind of build confidence, build, rounds on the board and kind of realize that they can actually win this sort of a matchup. So unlucky for Dangerous Game side of things, but really a dominant performance for That's What She Said.
I feel like I get smarter just listening to you. I really do. And that's good, because in just a moment's time, I'm going to get to listen to you even more. You're going to have to join us for that second map of Train after a quick break, so don't go anywhere.